Here we go. Fabulous. Love how you do it.
Fabulous.
Fabulous Blue Bombers.
How you doing?
Fabulous.
I love how you do.
Fabulous. The Fabulous Blue Bomber Show.
On Shaw TV, brought to you by Moxie's. Now here are your hosts, Kim Babbage and Brody Jackson.
It is a bright, sunshiny, warm, beautiful day at Canada Stadium.
The cereal tastes better, the coffee smelled better.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is because the Blue Bombers beat the Ticats to go 2-5 so far on the season. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on the Fabulous Blue Bomber Show. My name is Kim Babbage. Rockin' Rudy Gower is on camera. This is Jay Richardson from TSN 1290. Thank you for coming to fill in. We've lost Brody somewhere. I think he went back to Country Fest. I don't know. He's gone.
Put his, you got an APB on that guy or something.
We'll
He's
put
been
him
gone
on
for a long time.
An Amber Alert is out for Brody. I'm sure we'll find him by next week. I'm positive. But Thank you for stepping in. We appreciate having you here. What a night at Canada Stadium on Thursday night. Holy smokes, that was unbelievable.
I was watching it at home. It sounded super loud in the stands, and all of the questions were surrounding Joey Elliott and what he was going to do, getting his only his third ever CFL start. I mean, talk about putting the kid right into the fire. I mean, what a pressure cooker that was with all of the negative talk about who might conceivably lose their job. So no pressure, just go out and get us a win if you possibly can. And he delivered. What else can you say?
In a very exciting way. You're wearing the Joey Elliott jersey. This is a triple XL, which is much bigger than Jay would normally wear. The only one they had left in the store.
Yeah, apparently it's a hot seller right now.
It's a hot seller now. Well, Joey had an unbelievable game. What was it? 400 yards, some odd in the air.
400 plus yards. The first Bomber quarterback since 2009, and Michael Bishop to eclipse the 400-yard mark.
That is a good stat.
You can't deny that he made the most of the opportunity, and hopefully he can keep it going against BC on Friday.
What I like to watch with him is, despite what they may discuss in the huddle, he can go out and if the first read's not there, he'll go to the second, the third. He's got that ability, which is really nice to see. Didn't run a lot, but aggressive with his throws.
And you're right, he spread the offense, a couple of guys who were 100 plus yards receiving, and he really credited his receivers for their yards after catch.
Yeah, he said that he may have, he may get that stat of the 400 yards, but at least half of those, that should belong to the receivers because they did the work, not him. That's what he said.
Bit of a slower start for.
You know what? We're sitting in the stands. I went purely as a fan.
Yep.
And sitting in the stands, and the touchdown right out in that corner there. Oh no! Like we're barely into the first quarter. It's already 7-0, and you're thinking, what are we going to sit through tonight? I mean, honestly, it was discouraging.
And it was moments away from being a 14-1 game with Burris driving late. I believe that was still in the first quarter, and then Alex Hall, who I'm going to get a chance to talk to with 1 minute with later on in the program, with an absolute, I'll say it, a game-saving move, popping up from behind, knocking the ball out of Burris's hand just before he crosses the goal line. Turnover, and it goes from being a 14-1 game to a 7-1 game.
What's interesting, I think, is that there's a lot of criticism out there for Joe Mack and this very, very young roster, and the jury is going to be out on that for a while yet, but some of these newcomers are coming up big.
Henoch Mwamba is a Joe Mack acquisition. Hall is a Joe Mack acquisition. Simpson is a Joe Mack acquisition.
Chris Matthews. Yeah, I do want to give a shout out to Mike Renaud, who had an unbelievable game. He has returned to the Mike Renaud form of old. He had a rough go last year, and he's back. Mike Renaud is back. What a game.
A couple of just booming, a 67-yard punt, if memory serves me correctly, that I think might have even sailed through the end zone for a single. Late in the game, Hamilton with a chance to get some of this momentum back, and he pins them inside their own 5-yard line.
How many times did he almost get blocked and got some kicks off?
At the 13-yard line, Williams will pick it up.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen against BC coming up. Make sure you're in the stands here. We want to be loud again. 27,000 fans. We're very, very loud. Let's fill this place up again. We want to sell it out. We do have a great show coming up today. Later on in the show, folks who've watched Shaw TV for a long time will remember our Wizards of Osborne segment where we had the folks at Movie Village review some old movies for us. Well, Glenn January is a huge movie guy, and we're bringing one of those segments back. So he and James Corbo will review Varsity Blues. But first, speaking of acting, did you know that Justin Goltz is a model/actor in the off-season?
I had no idea.
Yes, it is true, and we've decided to do a bit of a takeoff of Inside the Actor's Studio with James Lipton. We're doing Inside the Bomber Studio with Jay Williams.
Yes.
So here's Justin on acting.
And now time for Inside the Bombers Studio with your host, Jay Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. I'm joined today by Winnipeg Blue Bomber Justin Goltz. Justin, as most of our viewers know, you are a football player, but what they might not know is you're also an actor.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'd say actor is a very loose term, but I've seemed to have found a niche in Los Angeles doing some sports commercials. Sports have obviously come very natural to me, and they've been very good to me on the commercial end too.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of your favorite commercials that you've appeared in?
Yeah, one of the first ones that I did, I worked with Troy Polamalu on a Head & Shoulders commercial. I was an extra in the background and walked around in a towel, which was probably one of the more crazy days, walking around in a towel all day. But yeah, it was an awesome set, awesome experience. Troy was obviously a good guy, and one of my first experiences on set, so it's something that I'll definitely remember.
And let's take a look at that clip now.
Yo, Troy, you been using my shampoo? Because it's for guys who want thicker looking hair.
I didn't use it.
Didn't you?
No.
Didn't you?
That's fantastic. The Scottish have a name for what they tend to wear under their kilts. The word is regimental, and it means wearing nothing under the kilts. Were you regimental in this clip?
Well, Jay, I'm going to leave that between the director and myself. If you've heard of movie magic, I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that.
Delicious.
This next clip, I worked on a Kraft Huddle for Hunger commercial with Aaron Andrews and Joe Montana and some other big names, but it was one of my more prouder moments as a quarterback, if you may. Off the field, it was good to be a part of a football commercial, and obviously came very natural. One of my first speaking lines, if you will, shouting out cadences and hike and whatnot, but very well done commercial. They use it as an industrial for you know, before and after movies, during movie sets and stuff like that. So this is definitely one of the lengthier commercials that I did, and one of the longer sets we worked on. We worked on for 3 days, but turned out really well.
All right, well, let's take a look at that one now.
Here we go, fellas. Pro right zig, fake ISO, screen left.
And Justin, can you maybe one more clip? Can we see one more clip? Tell us a little bit about this third one.
Yeah, this next clip I worked on a Gillette Fusion Pro Glide commercial. I played basketball in college, so basketball has been one of the sports that I've worked on in commercials as well. And this is one of the more fun days I had on set. The premise is that these smaller, geekier guys are on the other team, and we're supposed to be the big, bad, intimidating team. So we're dunking in warm-ups, and I'm out here dunking and yelling at the little kids, trying to intimidate them. This was pretty fun.
And let's take a look at this.
See these guys? They're scared of you. Just look at them. They're shaking in their high tops. You're gonna go out there and you're gonna wipe up the floor with these guys, right?
You may not believe that, but you can believe this. Gillette's new Fusion Pro Glide.
In this clip, you're one of the members of the more athletic team. Did you feel bad for the members of the other team who were cast as the geeky, less gifted members of the game?
I mean, you can't feel bad because that's their niche, that's their role. I mean, I kind of found mine in the athletic realm, and they found theirs as the geeky realm. It is what it is, but a lot of guys have made great careers playing geeks.
Did you notice any envy coming across the court at you from their team?
Maybe not. They can pull girls with their comedy and wisecracks, so I mean, I'm not going to be mad at them.
Can you pull girls with your athleticism?
I pulled my wife, and that's all that matters. Yeah.
Good answer.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who just assumes that because you are an athlete, you can play an athlete on television?
Well, I've definitely been fortunate to land the roles that I have, but at the same time, having college playing experiences in all the sports that I've worked on has helped. You get a lot of guys in LA who come to be actors, and they show up and can look the part, but they definitely can't play the part. Some people, it's easy to walk into an audition and say on my resume I played professional football, I played college basketball or college baseball. A lot of guys will walk in and be like, yeah, I played Pee Wee football, or I played T-ball when I was a little kid and stuff like that.
Now, Justin, it's my favorite part of the show. This is the part of the show where I get to pick your brain a little bit, see what's in there, noodle around a little bit. When did you first know that you wanted to become a thespian?
Could you define thespian?
An actor.
Oh, okay. It just kind of came one day. I would never say it was my goal to be an actor, but I met the right people at the right time, and it was just the right time in my life.
What is your favorite word, English or otherwise?
Where did that question come from?
Oh, yeah.
My favorite word, I would go onomatopoeia.
And do you have a least favorite word?
Least favorite word, whatever.
Nice.
Yeah.
And why is that?
Anybody could use it, and it's very annoying.
I tend to agree with you there. What turns you on creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
What turns me on?
Yes.
I would say being able to take control of the situation.
And what turns you off creatively, spiritually, or emotionally?
People interrupting me trying to take control of the situation.
Who's the second best actor who currently plays for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers?
I'm going to go ahead and say Glenn January. He's pretty good at drawing offsides penalties by acting.
Nice. What is your favorite word that you can't say on television? Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And finally, given that modern science will eventually provide the means, where do you see yourself in 500 years?
Hopefully I'll stay at the age of 25, and yeah, if I could stay in this current situation, this current everything, I'd stay right here.
Justin, thank you so much for talking with us today.
Thank you very much.
The rest of the year.
Thank you.
1 Minute With, brought to you by Winnipeg U-Drive and Payless Car Rental.
All right, time for 1 Minute With, where we get to know one member of your Winnipeg Blue Bombers just a little bit better. Today, it's defensive end. Alex Hall, how are you, buddy?
What's up? What's going on?
How was practice today?
It's pretty routine, you know, just going over the game plan stuff, you know, pretty basic stuff.
All right, so I'm going to ask you these questions rapid fire. They're kind of weird. Are you ready for them?
I guess. Are they Canadian questions or?
No. They're universal questions. I could ask these to somebody in Zimbabwe, and they would have, I hope, the same answers. Are you ready to go? All right, here we go. What did you do in the bye week?
Chill, relax with family, you know, that's about it. Just relax.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Wow, I don't know. I like Friday.
You're a big guy. How tall are you? 6'5", 6'6"?
6'5", yeah.
I always ask this question of big fellas. How many chicken wings do you think you could eat at once, like in one sitting?
Like what type of chicken wings?
I'm talking like hot, not too hot, kind of like a buffalo with maybe a little bit of kick.
Maybe 25, 30, I don't know.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I would have expected a little more from you.
I'm not really an excessive wing eater like that, so, you know, I don't know.
You have an iPod?
Yes.
What song is on your iPod that you would be absolutely humiliated if your teammates knew was on it? And I realize I'm asking you this on television right now, so choose your song carefully.
I have, I mean, I don't think it's weird, some Foreigner. Some Beatles, I mean, you know, some 80s soft rock stuff, you know, stuff like that. But I would say the weirdest song would probably be Party All the Time, Eddie Murphy.
Oh, I love that song.
Yeah, I like that.
Jason Bourne or James Bond?
I'm not really, I haven't been really watching the Bourne series, so I don't know. I'll say James Bond because he's been around longer, I guess.
Do you have a favorite Bond? Say Sean Connery.
Yeah, I was about to say the Irish, the Scottish dude, Sean Connery, yeah. I like his accent.
If you weren't a defensive end, what position would you play?
Probably outside linebacker.
Yeah.
Or quarterback.
You have an arm?
No, I would just like to be in that position, that's all.
They get all the girls, I hear.
Supposedly.
What did you say to Anthony Calvillo when you sacked him? What can you say on television? Edit what you said to Anthony Calvillo that you said to him when you sacked him.
I was just like, blank. I didn't say anything. I was going to say get you up, but yeah, I'm going to leave it at that.
You always come up with the best things to say after it happens, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Alex Hall, defensive end for your Winnipeg Blue Bombers. That was 1 minute with them. Thank you very much.
All right. Peace.
You've been photobombed.
So because of the bye week, we didn't get as many photo entries for Photobomb this week, but we did get a couple of really good ones. I am making an entry on behalf of Chris Garrett, something he posted on Twitter. I love this.
I'm sure
photo.
he's really going to appreciate you for that one.
Well, he posted it, so it's out there.
It is, that's true.
Okay, so this is Chris Garrett. He calls this a throwback photo with him and his sister. I don't know whose face I like better.
That is a Garrett always rocks the hair, man, and that thing is old school. And what the heck is his sister doing back there exactly?
I love that. That is such a classic brother-sister photo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that one's good. I like that.
Okay, so our next Photobomb entry is from Renelle Reed. Now, she sent us a couple of good ones of her kids and her whole family. They're a huge Bomber fan family. This is perhaps one of my favorite photos. They were taking a trip out to visit family this summer, and this is where they stopped.
That is walking right up to the gates of Mordor and just flipping Sauron off. I like that so much.
Awesome. I know, that's fantastic. Her kids are really good. They're good sports about these things. I love it. That's a good one. And then finally, this one was submitted as well over the bye week, and I mean, come on, that's so super adorable.
It should be mandatory that at least one photo per week is a cute little kid wearing cute little Bomber gear, because that is awesome.
Well, it actually kind of has been.
Yeah.
Ever since we started this segment, there's a lot of people who like to dress up their pets and their children in Bomber gear, and I have to say, I don't mind it.
Pugs in Bomber gear or babies in Bomber gear, I'm all over either one. They work for me.
Well, let's see what Rockin' Rudy Gower is all over this week, because he is picking the winner as always. So Rockin' Rudy says,
I believe the Saskatchewan picture has to win. Yeah.
That is a great pick, and I love that both of them are very just
thumbs
the big
down,
thumbs
just
down.
a big frown on their face too. It's perfect.
Yes. So folks, we want your Photobomb pictures. You have an opportunity to try to win a gift card to Moxie's. Send them to us at FBBSWPG. You can email them to us at fabulousbluebombershow@shaw.ca, or you can send them to us on our Facebook page. Just search Fabulous Blue Bomber Show on Facebook.
The Fabulous Blue Bomber Show steps up to the post. And at the 40, at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, it's a photo finish. That's your Assiniboia Downs Workhorse of the Week.
In his last 3 starts, Elliott might be looking down there this time, and he has a completion. Wide open, Terrence Edwards.
We're going to award this week's workhorse to one of my favorite Blue Bombers, Terrence Edwards, partially because you're one of the elder statesmen on the team. We're about the same age, so I feel a kinship with you. So you get our Assiniboia Downs Workhorse of the Week. You get the horse trophy. Okay. And partially because you had a great game before the bye week. We always look for the positives here on the Bomber Show, and you had, I believe it was 8 carries for 120 yards or 8 catches for 120 yards, something around that.
Something into the neck of the woods.
Yeah, so I mean, we like to look for the positives, and that's not a bad game.
It's not a bad game, but you know, it's more enjoyable when you win.
Of course. What did you do on your bye week, by the way?
Just went home, laid on the couch.
Nice.
Did some yard work. My kids actually helped me put some mulch down in front of my house and on some trees in my yard. So nothing but relaxing. I didn't even think about football at all.
No.
No.
Okay, well, we're back at it now. So here's your task. Because you've won the workhorse this week, next week you are going to award it. So you get to, after the next game, and for whatever reason, it can be somebody who's had a good game, or it can be for an off-field reason, whatever you want, it's your choice. The only criteria is it can't be someone who's won already. So we've had...
I was about to say, can I award it to myself?
No, see why every guy wants to award it to himself. You can't award it to yourself or anybody who's won. So you're going to have to think carefully, and if you need to check back with me, you can. So that is going to be your task after the next game. In the meantime,
do I get to do your job? Do I get to sit right here and hold the trophy up and present it to us?
Absolutely, yes you do.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's what's going to happen next week. But in the meantime, you have an opportunity now to give your, what I call the Academy Awards thank you speech. You get to give a shout out to whoever you'd like on camera here as this week's winner of the Workhorse of the Week.
I would like to give a shout out to my mom and dad for birthing me. I would like to give a shout out to my brothers for teaching me the skills of athletics. And I would like to give a shout out to everyone back at home in Atlanta, Georgia, back at the University of Georgia, and my hometown, Sandersville, Georgia.
Well, you said before off camera that your parents probably wouldn't see this because they're not computer savvy and you couldn't send them the link, but your kids would, wouldn't they?
My kids is 2 and 1, so I don't
they're not on the internet yet. Okay, fair enough.
So I don't think they're will see this, but I'll be sure to let them tell them that Daddy got an award.
A very special award.
And that my good friend and same age partner over here, Kim Babbitt, actually gave me this award, and I appreciate the award. And now I'm also getting a Moxie's card. Can I see the Moxie card?
There you go.
For the people know I got a Moxie card before, and I only used $16 worth of this Moxie card. And the people at Moxie told me that I couldn't get any change. So this time I'm happy to get my Moxie's card. And I'm gonna use $24.99 and leave a pity tip.
Terrence is a man of thrift. Okay, thank you so much, Terrence. Congratulations on being our workhorse of the week, and we will find out who you pick next week. Thank you.
The Workhorse of the Week is brought to you by Assiniboia Downs. Open year-round for horse racing, gaming, and dining. Go to asdowns.com for more information.
It's time now for the Rules Clinic.
I'm Joey Elliott. This is Pierre-Luc Labbé. We're going to talk about roughing the passer for Rules Clinic this week. So first and foremost, roughing the passer is whenever the quarterback gets hit late after he has thrown the football. And as a defender, their job is always to get to the quarterback. So sometimes they don't slow down because he always wants to take my head off if all possible. So as I'm dropping back in the pocket, like so, as my receiver's open, I'm gonna release the football and I'm gonna get hit by the defender. That would be considered roughing the passer. There's also other ways to get the penalty, the flag thrown. So if I'm inside the pocket and the defender goes low, that is also a penalty. He can't go below the quarterback's waist if the quarterback is inside the pocket. As soon as the quarterback becomes a runner outside the pocket,
I can do whatever I want now, pretty much.
He can do whatever he wants. I become a runner. Once I leave the tackle box and I become a runner, he can tackle me however so. But if I'm in the pocket, I have that rule, the quarterback rule, where he can't hit me below the waist. Next thing would be head-to-head contact. So if I throw it and he tries to block the pass, it hits me in the head. Helmet to helmet is another 15-yard roughing the passer rule.
So for us, it's more about timing. It's just about being smart. You don't want to cost 15 yards penalty for your defense, so it's all about being smart. For us, it's going to be the 1-2 step rule. So quarterback,
repeat that one more time. How many steps?
1-2 step rule. So the quarterback release, 1, 2. Technically, we should be all right. But once again, we got to avoid the head and the knees. So it's got to be between the shoulders and the knees up. So technically, for us defensive players, that's our only rule. So once again, you got to avoid face mask. You got to avoid horse collar too. But we're more talking about roughing the passer today. So once again, shoulders and knees, that should be our range.
The defense is definitely in a disadvantage because if I'm a tackle and I'm trying to block him and I turn and throw him into our quarterback and I've already thrown the ball, it's still considered roughing the passer. So if I was a defensive coach, I would tell my defensive players to err on not hitting the quarterback, because a 15-yard penalty, and statistically proven that if you have a penalty on a drive, their chances of scoring goes up by like 60%. So they're not going to try to hit the quarterback or take the extra 15 yards. That means our defense has to stay on the field an extra few plays. So I'm Joey Elliott. This is Pierre-Luc Labbé, starting middle linebacker for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. And this is our rules clinic on roughing the passer.
Have a good one.
Oh, hello. 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 What's this?
This is Varsity Blues.
Let's roll! Lance, can I have your autograph?
Again, second best football movie ever made.
But what was the first best?
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. Unless you actually play football anytime in your life and know that it's complete garbage, Any Given Sunday is the best movie, I guess. But in my opinion, the best is Varsity Blues.
Well, that's why it's your opinion. I play football.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying there's so many flips and stuff in Any Given Sunday. It's just so unrealistic. And you know, although there are some characters that are similar, it's just so overdone. Varsity Blues, though, I feel like a lot of people relate back to that, coming from small towns and playing on football teams.
Well, I guess so. I guess you're right. It's a great movie, though. James Van Der Beek from Dawson's Creek, he has a really... Would you say that's an accurate Texas accent? Because I really don't think it is.
We'll play the next 24 minutes for the next 24 minutes. And we'll leave it all out on the field.
That might be the worst Texas accent I've ever heard, but it's James Van Der Beek. It's Dawson, right? You know, you can't really critique him too much.
I just want to thank God and my teammates for the win today. I mean, Jonathan Moxon's only one man.
And yeah, it's just a great coming-of-age story. It's not all about football.
It's not all about, it's about coming of age. It's about being a young, talented athlete in a small town and having some doors open up for you that probably wouldn't happen if you were just an average run-of-the-mill student. However, let's talk about some other characters from the movie, namely Billy Bob.
Billy Bob, the large offensive lineman.
The large offensive lineman wearing my number 69, if anybody remembers the movie. Let's also talk about how we haven't seen him in anything recently because he's lost like 300 pounds.
Well, then that would cut down on the roles, I guess.
Yeah. If you're the stereotypical fat guy in movies and you lose all your fat, not a lot of people knocking on your door.
Well, Jonah Hill, he lost a bunch of weight too, so.
Right, but he went from comedy to serious. I guess whenever you strip it, you got to get serious, right? So that's why
strip the weight.
That's why I can never be a serious dramatic actor.
Oh, I think you could.
Nah, you got to get on the Weight Watchers. Yeah. Let's talk about some lines from the movie that are great.
Well, that bad Texas accent really comes into play in the serious scenes, especially his father, who clearly in the film was on the team and kind of like a third stringer, perhaps, and he's living vicariously through James Van Der Beek, his son. So there's one scene they're playing catch, and they're playing James Van Der Beek, backup quarterback, is playing catch with Paul Walker. Who is the starting quarterback, and they're playing catch with their respective fathers, and they put a beer can, I believe, and they're testing their accuracy.
You'll remember William Tell, I believe, is a line.
Y'all remember William Tell? Get up, Lance. Let's show them what it takes to start for Kilmer's Coyotes.
Yeah. So then the goal is to throw the football, hit the beer can off the head. So I don't even know if I can say my favorite line from the movie. So they're competing. There's this natural competition between
you
sons.
do the line, then I'll fill in the word that shall not be spoken.
Okay. So James Van Der Beek's father puts the can. He's like, "Throw the damn ball, boy! Throw the ball."
Actually, I hate to interrupt. It's fire that effing pigskin.
Yeah. And then he hits his father in the face with the football.
He did, but then later on in the show, he also comes back and tells his dad, "I don't want your life," which is kind of how he said the line.
I don't want your life.
Have you ever had a teacher that happened to be a stripper? I don't know. That's probably another highlight from the movie.
Maybe in university.
One more question: whipped cream bikinis, better to eat them or to wear them?
I don't know. I'm pretty hairy, so that wouldn't work very well.
Might stick better. Yeah. So I guess.
Yeah, it's a great film. It's not the best football movie, but
it's one of my favorites. I used to watch it every night before I'd play high school games once upon a time, and I highly recommend picking it up if you want to know what my childhood was not like at all. So check it out.
Exactly like my childhood, minus the football and the women.
So that is, of course, the old movie village, because they've now moved down the street on Osborne because their building is going to be knocked down. But anyway, thanks to James and the folks at Movie Village. They've been really great to us on the Bomber Show and on Shaw TV over the years. And Glenn January is a natural funny man, I think.
Is it weird that the only part I remember about Varsity Blues is the girl in the whipped cream bikini?
That seems to be the only part any man that I know remembers about that movie.
I'm such a guy.
All right, well, folks, it is time in the show when we do our giveaway, a gift card to the Bomber store. If you'd like to win, give us a shout, 480-3500, or you can email us the answer at fabulousbluebombershow@shaw.ca. You can also send us the answer on Twitter at FBBSWPG, or submit it on our Facebook page. And the question this week is...
Alex Brink, when he was given the Workhorse Award, said that somebody was the real workhorse. who was that somebody?
That's right. If you know that answer, send it to us, and if you've won, we will let you know. Jay, thank you so much for being here once again this week. It was fantastic to have you.
My pleasure. I will come back anytime you want.
We'll have you anytime, and maybe we'll be celebrating more and more wins, and maybe this jersey, maybe you're going to have to get one of your own that actually fits you.
Yeah, triple XL. I feel like I could just blow away with this thing at any moment.
You may well blow away. Thanks again for being here. And folks, make sure you follow this guy on Twitter at J_Richardson. Follow the Fabulous Blue Bomber Show at FBBSWPG. And we look forward to seeing you back here next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Fabulous Blue Bomber Show on Shaw TV. To see past episodes or contact the show, visit us online at shaw.ca/FBBS.